The Titanic, often hailed as the majestic ship of dreams, was considered a masterpiece of engineering, the largest and most luxurious vessel of its time. Yet, what was meant to symbolize human ingenuity turned into one of history's most devastating maritime disasters. Over 1,500 lives were lost on that ill-fated night of April 14, 1912. While the ship's remains lie silently on the Atlantic seabed, the stories surrounding it have grown darker over the years. Tales of ghosts, mysterious apparitions, and voices from beyond have long accompanied the Titanic's legacy. Some claim the ship carries a curse, while others believe the souls of the departed remain trapped, unable to move on. But what truly happened? Why does the Titanic continue to inspire so many supernatural accounts? And how do objects recovered from its wreck seem to carry echoes of the past? Today, we invite you to embark on a journey through legends, mysteries, and real-life stories of inexplicable phenomena tied to the Titanic. Brace yourself. Some of these accounts may unsettle even the most skeptical among us. From the beginning, the Titanic seemed to possess an eerie allure. Historical records reveal that workers at the Belfast shipyard, where it was constructed, reported strange occurrences. One of the most peculiar stories involved James Bishop, a laborer who claimed to have seen a woman in white roaming the ship's corridors during its construction. Each time he tried to approach her, she vanished. Though his colleagues dismissed his account as nonsense, Bishop stood firm in his belief. The Titanic was cursed. He wasn't alone in sensing something amiss. In the days leading up to the Titanic's maiden voyage, some passengers backed out due to unsettling dreams. One notable case was that of Constance Willard, a young American who was scheduled to board the ship with friends. She dreamt of icy waters, cries, and darkness. In her dream, a voice clearly warned her, "Do not go." Terrified, she canceled her ticket. Later, when news of the disaster broke, she confessed she was convinced she wouldn't have survived had she gone. Adding to the sense of foreboding was a novel titled Futility, or The Wreck of the Titan, published 14 years before the Titanic's sinking. It described a massive ship named Titan that met its end in the North Atlantic after striking an iceberg. The parallels between the fictional Titan and the real-life Titanic are startling. Was this a mere coincidence or a premonition ignored? Even amidst the chaos of the Titanic's sinking, eerie stories emerged. Survivors shared experiences that defy explanation. Lawrence Beasley, a second-class passenger, recounted seeing a woman walking calmly along the deck during the disaster. Her serene demeanor and otherworldly presence stood out in stark contrast to the panic around her. After the rescue, no one could identify her, and her name did not appear on the list of survivors or victims. The crew of the Carpathia, the ship that rescued the Titanic survivors, also reported inexplicable events. As they neared the wreck site, they heard distant cries and voices, as though the doomed passengers were still calling for help. Yet, when they scanned the water, they found only silence and the grim sight of floating bodies. To this day, many believe those sounds were echoes of the souls lost that night. Years after the tragedy, countless artifacts were recovered from the Titanic's wreckage. These items, now displayed in museums worldwide, seem to carry an aura of mystery, and some say spirits. Among the most famous is a mirror that once belonged to a first-class passenger. Visitors claim to see a woman's reflection in it, even when they're alone in the room. Staff members report that her image appears most frequently at night, staring into the glass as though waiting for something. Another chilling tale involves a leather suitcase that belonged to a young woman named Sarah. Museum workers near the exhibit have reported hearing footsteps and whispers, yet no one is ever found nearby. Despite numerous investigations, no rational explanation has been discovered. Equally haunting is a pair of shoes that once belonged to a boy who perished in the disaster. Visitors often describe feeling an overwhelming sadness as they approach the display, as if someone is trying to communicate their sorrow. One woman even fainted, later claiming she heard the voice of a child calling for his mother. Resting nearly 4 kilometers below the ocean's surface, the Titanic's wreck is described by divers as a place of profound silence, yet imbued with an unexplainable energy. Many who have explored the site report feelings of heaviness and grief as they approach the ship. Some divers have even claimed to hear faint sounds, like muffled music or distant voices. One of the most famous accounts comes from Dr. Robert Ballard's 1985 expedition, which discovered the wreck. A team member recalled hearing metallic footsteps and faint laughter while exploring the area, though he tried to dismiss the experience. Others on the team confessed to similar sensations of being watched. In a 1996 expedition, a robotic camera captured footage of what appeared to be a human-like figure moving through the ship's interior. While scientists initially attributed this to light reflections, the figure's distinct movements left many questioning whether the cameras had captured something supernatural. Ghost ship legends are a staple of maritime folklore, but few are as compelling as the tales surrounding the Titanic. Over the decades, sailors have reported sightings of a ship resembling the Titanic gliding through stormy waters. In 1977, the crew of a cargo vessel crossing the North Atlantic spotted mysterious lights on the horizon. As they approached, the ship disappeared without a trace. Fishermen in the area where the Titanic sank have also shared strange experiences, including seeing lights emanating from the depths of the ocean, as though the Titanic were still trying to illuminate its way. Even modern vessels have reported peculiar phenomena in the area, such as sudden equipment malfunctions and radar echoes with no visible source. For many, these incidents reinforce the idea that the Titanic has not entirely left our world. The Titanic's mysteries extend beyond physical sightings or sounds. Some individuals, with no apparent connection to the ship, have experienced vivid dreams tied to it. One notable case involved Helen Parker, who took a transatlantic cruise in 2004. During the trip, she repeatedly dreamed of a grand ballroom with an orchestra playing. After returning home, she researched the Titanic and was shocked to recognize the room from her dreams, despite never having studied the ship's history before. Stories like Helen's raise questions about the lingering impact of tragedies. Can events of such magnitude leave imprints that transcend time, reaching even those who were never directly involved? The stories surrounding the Titanic remind us that its tragedy extends beyond historical fact. It has left an enduring imprint on the world, one that continues to echo in the form of unexplained phenomena. What do you think? Are these accounts merely products of human imagination, or is there something genuinely supernatural linked to the Titanic? Share your thoughts and theories. And stay tuned for more stories that challenge reason and connect us to the mysteries of the past. Some secrets, it seems, refuse to be buried by time.